Now, I want to ask you because I heard you say this, and I'm kind of on the other side of what you said. I kind of don't agree with you to an degree. Now, you said that you're pro-capitalism, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. Now, I'm anti-capitalism.
Okay. I
Okay,
can respect
so
it.
say that again.
I can respect it.
Okay, no, I want to get into it a little bit because one of the things that you say, you being
Why
pro
don't you like capitalism? Let's just start there.
because it's always going to be a class. It's always going to be classism attached to capitalism.
That's fine.
So
I like that.
I don't like that because I think a person could be in a class of his own, but still, get his props, but still everybody could benefit from it. You
Now
see
look.
what I'm saying?
Now watch this.
Go ahead.
There's a general perspective, and then there's a specific perspective.
Hmm.
So when I was younger, I kind of agreed more with your opinion. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? I was like, no, because in my mind, I was still under these ideas like, the big bad white man is crushing the colored man, like all these different concepts.
Right.
And it wasn't until I got like into my teenage years, right, that I started to learn differently, right? And my first experience was summer youth, right? I got my summer youth job, and when I got my summer youth job, I was so happy. You know what I'm saying? To have a job. You know what I'm saying? I'm counting on these. Like I'm already counting the check. Like I had already spent the check like 100 times over before my first day of work. You know what I'm saying? Like so. I get to work. I'm in park and recreation. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the park. I don't know if people just like go out everywhere. So in the urban communities, you know what I'm saying, they had like an initiative, at least in New York anyway, where they let the kids get summer jobs and pay them like grown type of like checks and like so. That's what the summer youth program is, just for folks that may not know. You know what I'm saying? Um, but anyway, I get there. I'm working and everybody the first day I got fired. Not fired, but I got transferred in like first day. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Because I'm working my ass off and nobody's working. You know what I'm saying? So people was like mad with me about that. I didn't understand that. You know what I'm saying? And so they had wrote me up to get me throwed up out of there. You know what I'm saying? Fired or but the guy that came, he was like super cool. And he was like, nah, we ain't how y'all firing somebody from summer youth on the first day? And y'all know what y'all trying to do up in here. I still wasn't hip. On the drive, he took me from one park to another park. On the drive to the other location, he explained it to me. He was like, bro, this is just clearly your first time, first day. I was like, yeah. He said, okay, you just got your working papers. You too hype. You see how
Right.
old them folks is? They've been doing this for years already. They already done work this system. They trying to get paid and do nothing over there. So the reason why they tried to get you up out of there is because you working is only going to work for a little while before you start complaining that nobody else is working, and then they getting rolled up or fired. So they getting you out of there early before that even happens. You
Right.
know
Right.
what
Right.
I'm
Right.
saying?
Right. Right.
So that's an experience I have.
Hmm.
Fast forward, I had another job working um, on a bike downtown Manhattan as a courier. You know what I'm saying? And in this job, it wasn't hourly; it was commission.
Hmm.
So I was I was like I get down there, I might do like 4 or 5 runs in a day. And in my mind, I made a couple of bucks, but it's dudes in there making 150 a day, like 200 a day, like some crazier numbers. You know what I'm saying? 300, 400 a day. You know what I'm saying? That's them dudes that you see downtown Manhattan with the bike, they be looking crazy. Where you be like, yo, why is he cutting through? Like, because he getting that bread, he getting a bag down there, right? But anyway, so having that experience, and I'm just condensing the stories down, but having that experience, I learned that my personal preference is I would rather be in a system where the harder I worked, the more money I made. Because I realized that that system encouraged growth and progress. But I also understood that there's unmotivated people. And so in that system, you know what I'm saying, there's always going to be losers. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be guys that bust their ass and cut through the cars and almost lose their life and all that. And work 10 times as hard so they can maybe make 200. And then there's some guy that just wants, you know, Newport money and Pepsi money or whatever. And, you know, he's going to walk slow. He's going to stop at the Frank John. He's going to stop in the magazine spot. And so he's going to be working as little as he can and try to get as much as he can while working as little as he can. Right. So those later on, I would learn it's like the basis for those systems where you have capitalism on one side, which is predicated on like the sweat of your brow. The harder you work, the smarter you are, the more creative you are, the more earning potential you have. Whereas socialism is kind of like you kind of penalize the people that work harder and say, well, you know, you working harder, you working smarter, so you making more money. We're going to take your money. And we're going to share it with these folks that's at the house on the couch. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like the other idea. So when I got that, I was like, capitalism.
Okay, I understand what you're saying. I see what you're saying. You know, I feel if you work hard, you should be accredited, you know, with whatever you feel you want to be accredited with. Can't that still happen without?
No,
it can't happen. So
can't happen without capitalism, because you got capitalism, socialism. Socialism is it don't matter how much you work, we sharing yours. Period.
No, let's not make money the medium.
It doesn't matter what the medium is. It would still be the same, because if the medium became bartering, like if it went just to bartering, then the people that would work harder, it would still be a capitalism sort of state, because I would just accumulate more watermelons and lamb, whatever, or whatever the item is. If you work harder, you're just going to accumulate more. It doesn't matter what the item is. It could be dollars, it could be watermelons, it could be t-shirts, it could be, if you work harder, you're going to pile up more of that. And in the capitalist system, hey, you pile it up, you leave it to your children, or you do whatever you want because it's yours. In a socialist kind of space, you work hard and you make 100 watermelons, and somebody across the street is watching, you know, playing Xbox all day. Well, guess what? Hey, law averages got to play out. They coming to take half your watermelons and distribute it to the guys that was on Xbox. So what happens? Over time, yeah, that's how it goes. So over time, what happens is the hard workers go, okay, it doesn't even make sense for me to work hard anymore. Why would I? So you start to convert your creative people and your hard workers into Xbox. They're like, man, why would I be working harder than them? And they're going to share mines anyway. I need to be on my Xbox plan. I need to be bullshitting up the place too, so I can get me some of that free money or free, you know, whatever the system, you know, watermelons or rice or steaks or you know, like whatever the medium is. Like, so it's just a matter of really saying, you know, like saying, okay, now there's a lot of other things that come into the capitalist game that make it problematic, where people start to exercise some other things, you know, classes, not classism, but the nepotism and
right.
you know, like just nepotism and prejudice and like a lot of other things may come in to the capitalist.
Let me go to the bathroom right quick. I'm sorry. Let me go to the bathroom right quick.
Oh, we still live. Yeah. So
go ahead.
But so nepotism and prejudice and some of those things will come into the space and taint it. And because you don't get to live within the other framework, you think in your mind that those are things that are intrinsically attached to capitalism, And you may not realize that even in a socialist system, you're still going to have the prejudice, the nepotism, and all of the other things that you didn't like that you thought were a part of the other system, but they weren't. Those are human flaws that are going to be a part of any system that humans are a part of. So if we get rid of cash and go cashless, prejudice and nepotism is still going to be there. You know what I'm saying? If we start using fish, you know what I'm saying? Folks going to be splitting the fish with their cousin. You know what I'm saying? Their cousin don't know a damn thing. He ain't smart. He can't hold a job, but they're going to put him in position over you. You're going to be the one that really deserves the upgrade or the pay raise or whatever. And, like all them things still going to exist. Nepotism and prejudice, that like those are things that's part of the human condition, not necessarily economic system. But because we're in a system that we didn't design, we kind of take all of the bad things and put them together.
Okay, so you're basically saying, in a sense, that capitalism just needs to be tweaked.
Not even capitalism, cool. It's all the other shit that's going along that's not a part of it that comes into it. Like prejudice plagues capitalism, but prejudice is not a part of capitalism.
So is prejudice something that's always going to exist when it comes to people?
Hell yeah, I think so.
So
I think it's a natural thing.
Right.
Listen, hold on. If I'm an insect, right? If I'm a dragonfly, right? And I don't know what dragonflies and all the insects eat, but whatever it is some of that right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, would I want the bumblebees to come grab that, or do I want to secure that for the other dragonflies? Like what are we doing right now? If it's a place where we can eat and do good and we lions, but it's some tigers around, you know what I'm saying? It's like, we're trying to secure that for the lions. We don't give a fuck about the tigers that much. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a natural thing. I think when it gets to the people world, I think we get weird about it. You know what I'm saying? But that's a part of life, is self first. You know what I'm saying? And then self has a breakdown. So where you see prejudice on the outskirts practiced against sexes, right? It's men does it against women. You know what I'm saying? Women does it against men. And then women and men, that's straight, does it against gay folks. You know what I'm saying? Right. Then you got races, and races do it against each other. But then even within the same quote unquote race, you will have, maybe like, look over there right now. White folks out, Russians in Ukraine. What's that? Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do we explain? You know what I'm saying? Like, Italy go to war with France, or like we done seen this already. We done seen Germany at war with, like, we done seen, because technically, if you ask black folks, Jewish people are white, and so are Germans.
All right.
We saw the Germans putting the Jews in the ovens.
Right.
So even amongst them, it's still, and then you can take it to another level. Even within actual families, blood families, people kill each other for money.
True.
because it becomes self. It's like, okay, well, shit, me versus my uncle.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so that kind of thing is just a part of the human condition, where there's other things that have to happen for us to work that part out. You know what I'm saying? But it's just a matter of being able to separate some of these things. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm always going to be in favor of, you being able to get your value, whatever that is. You know what I'm saying? The more you work, the more you should be rewarded. The more people you impact, the more you should be rewarded. And you shouldn't be penalized for working harder than people that have the opportunity. Now, there's a space where I believe in a form of, like, maybe welfare, or setting up programs where, when you slip, there's a way to make sure that your society doesn't slip it too far. You got programs in place to catch folks and help folks, because you come up, you go down. You know what I'm saying? You be up 10, you be down 20. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just how it goes. You know what I'm saying? So I'm definitely in favor of those things, but those are different systems that could be in place, whether socialism or capitalism or however you want to structure your economics. You know what I'm saying? It's just a matter of and I think it plays a role even in your health though. You know what I'm saying? Because that may be the difference between like you thinking someone else is responsible for you being healthy or not versus you taking control of your own situation and handling your handling your handles. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
those are the two mind states though largely you got to deal with out there. Like a lot of people are having buyer's remorse right now because they voted for Joe Biden.
Right. Right. It's crazy. It's crazy. Well, I'm glad you clarified your position on that.
Shit. Wait, we got to do another show. It's after 7.
Yeah. I was definitely about to say that.
This is just the beginning. So even if we come back in a couple of days, they texting me right now. My fault, God. Let me jump off. I'm supposed to be on another.
No, it's cool. It's cool.
Peace to the family. This is HGTV, not HD, but we in HGTV. We up out of here.
Yes, sir. All right, y'all. There y'all have it. That's Dr. Enqi. We're definitely gonna pick it up where we left off. Melanin versus diabetes, part 1. So hope y'all appreciate the information. Appreciate Dr. Enqi for coming on and blessing us with his presence. Definitely go sign up to his Patreon. Look him up on YouTube. Follow him on Instagram. And we out, man. HG with Factor Entertainment. Me is to the street. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe and like button.